Hello, and welcome back to another episode of The Good, the Bad, the Sports. Let's jump right in to today's good news. For the good news today, we take a look at March Madness. This is the last time we will cover March Madness, and the most important event happened on this Monday. On Monday, April 6th, UConn Huskies, seeded at number 2 in the country in the tournament, took on the number 1 seeded Michigan Wolverines. Now, in this game, Michigan won by a score of 69-63. Now, what was significant about this game is that Michigan broke UConn's 6-0 all-time NCAA title games record, meaning that UConn's been to the title of March Madness 6 times and hadn't lost a single time coming into this game. Now, UConn was 34-6 in the tournaments tournaments coming to this point, and they had won the 2023 and 2024 March Madness titles prior to losing last year, and obviously losing in a heartbreaking game 69-63 to Michigan in the championship after beating and coming back against Duke in a 19-point deficit game, beating number 1 seed but failing to beat the next number 1 seed in Michigan. Now, this game was crazy, and congratulations to Michigan for an insane win and an incredible season.
Smith, length of the floor, layup doesn't go, ball knocked around, flubbed down the floor, Caravan trying to track it down, and he will. And it's over! Hail to the champions!
Now, let's move on to today's bad news. For the bad news today, we take a look at the 2026 Masters. As many of you know, the Masters is the big sports event going on right now, and there's been so much controversy and so many crazy things that have happened badly in the Masters. Let's begin with number 1. Rory McIlroy had the largest 36-hole lead in the tournament history. After the weekend, he had a 6-shot lead. However, on Saturday, he shot 1 over par, meaning that he was +1 on the day, which caused other golfers like Cameron Young from the United States to have a chance to catch up to him. And this is just crazy because he had a 6-shot lead. However, it's down now, and the current scoreboard shows that he is tied for second with 3 other players, and now Cameron Young is in the sole possession of the lead in the biggest tournament for golf. Another bad news for the Masters is Sergio Garcia, who was a 2017 champion of the Masters, broke his driver's head. He literally snapped the head of the driver in half after a terrible shot in just the second hole. So he was only on the second hole when he snapped his driver, and he was issued a code of conduct warning by the officials. Just crazy. Now, another crazy thing was the number 8 player in the entire world had a neck injury, and he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to play, and he had a terrible outing and did not make the cut in the Masters, which is the best player's performance. However, he didn't make the cut, and he was withdrawn from the competition after flipping off the 15th hole, in frustration from the pain and just a poor performance. Lastly, so many notable players have not made the cut, meaning that they have not fell behind the line, which was at +4, and this is just crazy. Like Cameron Smith, this was another opportunity for him. And Bryson DeChambeau, who is very, very well known and a major champion, and he had a triple bogey in his 18th hole, one of the hardest shots to hit, which that made him miss the cut by only 2 shots. Just crazy how much madness, we just talked about March Madness, but how much madness is going on right now in the Masters tournament.
This was the frustrated Sergio. He hits the ground, and then that driver is done for the day. So not only did he take it out on the tee box, but
For the big sports topic of today, we talk about AI and how it has a significant influence and impact on the NFL draft. As many of you know, the NFL draft is right around the corner in about less than 2 weeks from now. And what I'm going to discuss, and the controversy, is how much AI is being used and how it can create so many more opportunities for players who weren't on front offices' doorsteps and weren't being or were underdogs. For example, AI has the ability to measure stats of people who didn't even attend the combine. For example, like a safety who doesn't run because they know they're going to be top pick, they can use highlight tape to measure different statistics, and this can give them real game time speed of the players, making a huge impact for draft stocks. Additionally, AI can help with determining with longevity and injury prevention. For example, people like David Bailey might not be as sought after because scouts see him as potentially injury prone based on AI. Now, is AI necessarily a good thing? No, but is it a crucial tool that should be used by all teams to help make decisions? Yeah, definitely, because it just gives you another edge over your opponents, which is a key topic and theme in sports. AI can also create traits for different players to align with others to see what teams are looking for. And it could find, they call it like a hidden gem, meaning that it can find somebody who they might not have noticed because they went to a smaller school, not like a Big Ten or SEC school, but still a really good player that could add a lot of value to the team. But yeah, it's just controversial whether or not AI is actually helpful for the game or not. I think long-term AI will help make decisions for the draft, and I do think it's helpful right now, but I don't think it should be teams should not solely rely on AI to evaluate prospects. They should make their decisions based on what they see if the person has attended combine or when the people are in high school or college.